Hello, welcome to Rivets Toys. It's a long time since I've done a video down here, sat on the sofa. Today's video is going to be not much of me. The thing is, I have got a thing for Batmobiles. I'm going to do a proper Batmobile history, Corgi Batmobile history later on. But I want to do a video on restoring these classic, brilliant cars. One of the best toys I have ever had. One of the first toys, I think, as well. So I've got this. This is the one that I have on display in my cabinet. It's a really good one, but there are a lot of variants. As you can see, that one's got the tow bar. This one is the original one and doesn't have the tow bar. But there's a lot of differences. You can see the fin juts out a bit. This is the original. They actually filed this down. This was for adult collectors, believe it or not, back in the 60s. But they did file down the fin for when kids were buying these to play with. So that is one little variant, little nugget that's going to come up in this video that I'm going to do very soon. But today's video is a friend of mine sent me some videos on restoring the Batmobile. I'm just going to hand it over to him now. Tony Wells, brilliant guy. I'll be back after this.
Corgi Batmobile. This is a customer's one. All I'm going to do to this is replace the aerial and the screen because the car is in good condition. The first step is we need to drill these rivets out, and as you can see, in the middle of the rivet is a divot, and that's what I'm going to aim for. I'll be the 1.5–2 mil drill, stick a pilot hole through, nice and straight, and then once I've done that, I'll use a bigger drill to take the head of the rivet off, and then we can take the base of the car off. Right, I've got my drill ready, and that's the size we're going to be using. I think that's 2 mil, and we're going to go dead center on these divots on all 6 rivets. I've done a pilot hole, just a shallow one, in each of the 6 rivets. I'll put a bigger one through later. Now I'm just going to use a slightly bigger drill, about roughly the size of that rivet head, to remove the top of the rivet, and then the base will come off. I've just taken the heads off of the 6 rivets, and you have to be careful not to go straight through the base plate, otherwise you won't be able to hold the base plate on with another rivet because the hole will be too big. Also, this front edge here, when we peel the base plate off, you've got to be careful it doesn't stick on those rivets, otherwise this front edge bends very easily. It's not a problem for me because I've got plenty of spares, but if it's the only Batmobile you've got, you need to be very careful about it. Okay, we'll prise the bottom off and I'll show you the inside. So I start by prising just under this edge here. This just under here, there's a little space that you can slide a little screwdriver in. Carefully just put the screwdriver in, twist it, and that should lift. And if it sticks on any of these, you just have to be very careful about prising them off, or just run the drill over them again to take a bit more of the rivet out. Release the 6 rivets, and we can now just lift the base plate off. Difficult with one hand. Hang on, there we go, base plate off. There's the base plate. Usually they're full of dirt and dust and hair and carpet. Okay, and now there's the inside of the Batmobile, and this is the easy part now. We just take the wheels off. There we go, they just come off like that. Take the seat unit out. There we go, seat unit. And this one's intact. Usually they break around here, which is a problem. But this one's okay. So we'll stick that to one side. And now we got the that just lifts out, the exhaust and the flame, that just lifts out. Put that to one side. Batman will come out. It can come out through the top or the bottom. There we go. Batman, he can sit with his mate Robin over there. And as you may have seen, I didn't bring any tweezers up with me, but there's the mechanism for the blade coming out. So you've got a bar here that just lifts off. Get that out, and there's the spring. Oh, spring stuck to the magnet there on the screwdriver. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And then the plunger. Take that out. There's the plunger. There. And the steering wheel. Steering wheel just comes out. There we go. Steering wheel. Steering wheel. And then the dash panel, that will lift out as well. And there we go. And of course it all goes together in the same order. There's the blade with the spring attached. Try not to lose that spring. I try not to lose any of it actually. Now the next stage is, you can see I've been quite good with the drilling. I've gotten quite central on each post. There, 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 and there, which is quite important for when you come to put it back together. I will be drilling these down further with a 1.5mm, 2mm drill, and then following through with a 2.5. But you've only got to drill down about 5 or 6mm, otherwise you'll go straight through the car, which I've done before. Now the next step is we drill these 3 little rivets off. We just got to take those off so we can get the base, the cage out, and then the camshaft, the rocket tube, and the antenna is under here. And then that also releases the screen, and then that will be the Batmobile disassembled. So I'll drill those out now and take that off. Off of those 3 little tiny rivets. We don't actually drill through on those because they're too small. So that cage will now just lift off. Oh, well, it should do. There we go. There he is. There's the cage. Followed by the camshaft for the rockets. There we go, rocket tube. The screen and the horns. These are usually broken, but on this one they're good. So there's out comes the screen. There we go. You see that one's broken. I didn't realise that one was broken so badly, but it is. It may have actually been put in at a later date, I don't know. Anyway, what I'll do now is I'll open out these holes, these 4 on here and the 2 on here, and then that's sort of ready for reassembly because I'm not painting this one, just repairing it. I'll clean it up. I'll just drill those holes. And drilled out 2.5mm. It didn't go brilliantly, but it went okay. It's not as tidy as I'd have liked, but one thing you've got to watch out for, this post here, when I was drilling through, I actually hit an air bubble which sort of can pull the drill in, and then you might accidentally go straight through the car. So you do get air bubbles in these things sometimes, not very often. So that's that. And I also drilled the holes in the 2 holes in the posts of the cage, but I've also filed them down. Can you see this little strengthening bar here? I've filed the top off to hit the top of that, because if you leave them longer it will interfere with your new rivet holding the base on. Okay, and the same with these. I've just taken the tops off to bring them down a little bit, so that when you put the base on, they don't protrude through, they just sort of sit inside the base and not go through the base, and that will help the new rivets hold the base on nice and flat. That's about it for taking it apart. There's all the stuff there. Look, that's one I did earlier. Did a much nicer job of drilling that one. I did that one with some better drills. I seem to have run out of decent drills, and you need to use really good quality drills, drill bits, because you get a much nicer finish. This one, I've used some of my cheaper drills, and they don't work so well. Okay, right, that's it for now, and I'll clean all this lot up, chrome paint some of the bits, just polish up the body, put it back together with a new screen and an antenna. Okay, and I'll take some pictures of that when I'm doing it, if I can. Okay, so
there you go, that's the start of it. So I'm going to show you some pictures now of the restored Batmobiles that he does. He does Batboats, Batcopters. I want to get the gift set, I want to get the reproduction box and get the gift set. So I'm going to have a go at restoring that, so that'll be a video in the future, and I'm going to do the history of the Batmobile, as I said before. But I'm going to show you some of the pictures now of some of Tony's Batmobiles. If you want to, he doesn't really do it as a business, it's a hobby for him, but if you want any cars restoring, here's a few that he does do. I hope you enjoyed that little video, and that's me done now. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, and may the toys be with you.